Have you guys watched the documentaries on Netflix for Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell? This is what I did this weekend. Ghislaine ended up enduring most of the suffering, even though she was the wingman, was the one setting him up with victims and fishing out girls and creating this whole pyramid scheme for the recruitment of underage girls for his pleasure. Whether he actually unalived himself or whether the conspiracy is true that he's actually alive somewhere else, either way, he's no longer in this. And she's the one who's sitting there rotting in prison, even though most of this wasn't really even about her, but about him and his perverse need to be with underage girls. And I just feel sad overall for her because it's obvious she has a history of sexual abuse that she hasn't dealt with. A lot of the people in the documentary described her as being sexually provocative, having poor boundaries, making a lot of inappropriate jokes. Unfortunately, one of the symptoms associated with sexual abuse in childhood is hypersexuality. And when your boundaries have been violated in this way, you kind of have to relearn your boundaries. You have to relearn self-respect. You have to relearn body autonomy. This is why I'm always talking about healing, because when you don't heal, you're more likely to repeat it. Her father ended up passing away. He allegedly stole money from some people, so he was unalive somewhere at sea. After that trauma, she literally met Jeffrey Epstein, and he was like her replacement dad. Allegedly, her dad was a narcissist, and she was kind of like his golden child, and he would prance her around like a trophy. And people even describe their relationship as weird, almost like he was her lover, is what we learned from the documentary. So there's a chance here that this girl was probably sexually abused by her father, because he was also very sexually promiscuous. He apparently cheated on her mom, allegedly, all the time. And one of the girls in the documentary said he would even flirt with her. So he would flirt with other women as well as his daughter's friends. So zero sexual discipline. People described him as a narcissist. What are the odds that he probably abused her? Fairly high. Obviously, if she doesn't want to deal with that and doesn't want to heal from that, she's more likely to repeat it. And that's how we end up here. She did not heal her love of abusers. Naturally, she became one. That's how that works. I've been thinking about doing an astrology reading of him and her, just looking at their chart, and also looking at her chart to see if she's going to get that pardon. You guys let me know if you're interested in that. Either way, I think her story is very, very sad because, underneath all that wealth and power, there's just a very insecure, sad little girl trying to be accepted by a man who prefers younger girls, and she's desperately trying to stay young looking, but it's never gonna happen because all of us have to naturally age, so she has to resort to finding other people's children to feed to him so that he can still like her, so that he can still provide for her financially. And it's just, what a sad way to live,